Morning to everyone. Today I am going to present safe and wholesome water. What do you mean safe and wholesome water? How we are defining the safe and wholesome water? Safe and wholesome water has been defined as a free from pathogenic agent, free from harmful chemical substance, pleasant to taste, that is free from color and odor, and unable and usable for domestic purpose. That is the definition of wholesome water, safe and wholesome water. Now we are going to discuss regarding the purpose and uses of water. The first we are discussing the purpose. First one is the domestic purpose. Domestic purpose, water is required for cooking, washing, bathing, personal cleanliness, etc. That comes under the domestic purpose. Second one is the public purpose. The public purpose, the cleaning such as cleanliness of street, washing of drains, maintenance of public gardener, swimming pool, firefighting, etc. That comes under the as a public purpose. Third purpose is the industrial purpose. Water is important for industries. It is also important in washing and producing electricity for processing and cooling. And fourth purpose is the agriculture purpose. In the agriculture purpose, water is used for growing plants. Vegetables need water to grow and crops need water to grow. No need can be raised, no food can be raised without water. Hence, the availability of water is very much important for agriculture. So, water is important for the agriculture. Without water, we cannot grow any crops. And fifth purpose is the business purpose. The water is the business purpose is required for hostel, hospital, restaurants, dhobi ghat, etc. Water is an essential factor in the socio-economic, socio-cultural development of community and the country. And sixth purpose is that carrying away wastage from all manner of establishment and institutions. Then we are going to discuss regarding the source of water supply. How we are getting the water from where. So main is the sources of water supply. There are three main sources of water. First one is the rainwater, second one is the surface water, and third one is the groundwater. In the second one is the surface water. It is again subdivided into the impounding reservoir, rivers and streams, tank, ponds and lakes, and groundwater, shallow well, deep well, and spring well. So that are the three main sources of the source of water supply. The first one is the rain. The rain is the prime source of all water. A part of the rainwater sink into the ground to form groundwater. Part of it evaporate back into the atmosphere, and some run off to form streams and rivers which flow ultimately into the sea. Some of the water in the soil is taken up by plants and is evaporated in turn by the leaves. These events are called as water cycle. That that is the main sources of the rain. The what is the characteristics of the rain? So rainwater is the purest water in nature. Physically, it is clear, bright, and sparkling. The rainwater, chemically, it is the very soft water containing only trace of dissolved solid. And the bacteriological in the form of the rainwater form clean and free from pathogenic agents. That is the three main characteristics of the rainwater: physically, chemically, and the bacteriologically. And what is the impurity found in the rainwater? So in the rainwater impurities, the rainwater tend to becomes impure as it passes through the atmosphere. It picks up suspended impurities from the atmosphere such as dust, soot and microorganisms, and gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen and the ammonia. And second source of water is the surface water. The surface water originates from rainwater. It is the main sources of water supply in many areas. Example of surface water including rivers, tanks, wadis, man-made reservoirs, and seawater. The surface water sources which are the impounded reservoir, rivers, and streams, and tanks, pond, and lakes. First one is the impounding reservoir. Impounding reservoir, these are the artificial lakes constructed usually of earthwork or mansuri, in which large quantity of surface water is stored. The area draining into the reservoir is called catchment area. One disadvantage of storing water for long period in the reservoir is the growth of algae and other microorganisms which impact bad taste and odor to water. And what is the characteristics of the surface water and the impounding water? The impounding reservoir furnishes a fairly good quality of water. The water is usually clear, palatable. The water is usually soft and considered to be free of pathogenic organisms. And what is the impurities comes into the impounding reservoir. So in the impurities, we have to the upland surface water drives its impurities from the catchment area. The sources being human habitations and animal keeping or grazing. It is very necessary to keep the catchment area free from human or animal intrusion. And second surface water is the rivers. Many rivers furnish a dependable supply of water. Cities such as Delhi, Kolkata, etc. rely on river water for their needs. The chief drawback of river water is grossly polluted and is quite unfit for drinking without treatment. Characteristics of the river water. The river water is turbid during rainy season. There is no guarantee that the river water is safe for drinking. River water contains dissolved and suspended impurities of all kinds. The bacterial count may be very high. The impurities of river water are derived from surface washing, sewage, and sewage water, industrial and trade wastage, and drainage from agriculture areas. The custom and habits of the people, the bathing, animal washing, and disposal of the dead all add to the pollution of water in the river water. And third one is the tank. The tank are large excavation in the which surface water is stored. There are impurity and there are an important source of water supply in some Indian villages. Tank are recipient of contamination of all sorts. Tanks are often used for washing of clothes, cattle, cooking, pots, and there are maybe regular defecation around the tank and the edge of the tanks, which will be washed into the tank. At the next rain, tanks are subjected to contamination and are highly dangerous source of drinking water. And the improvement of the tank, what we should do for the improvement. So tank water may be considerable improved by observing the followings. The edge of the tank should be elevated in order to prevent the entry of surface washing. Second improvement is there should be a fence around the tank of prevent access to animals. Third one is no one should be permitted to get into the tank directly. And fourth improvement is there should be an elevated platform from where people can draw water. And fifth improvement is the weeds should be periodically removed. And sixth one is the tank should be cleaned at the end of the dry season. So that improvement is required for the drinking water. And third, we are going to discuss the third sources of water is the groundwater. The rainwater percolating into ground constitute groundwater. Water used by human comes mainly from land. Groundwater is the cheapest and most practicable means of providing water to small communities. The ground itself provides an effective filtering medium. The advantage of groundwater is it is likely to be free from pathogenic agent. It usually requires no treatment. Third one is the supply is likely to be certain even during dry season. It is less subject to consideration than the surface water. That is the less subject to contamination than the surface water. And what is the disadvantage of the groundwater? It is high in mineral content such as salt of calcium and magnesium. And second disadvantage is it requires pumping or some arrangement to lift the water. So that is the two main disadvantages of the groundwater. And we have going to discuss what is the well. Well, traditionally, well are an important source of water supply in many communities. Well are the two kinds, shallow well or deep well. Shallow well, shallow well tap subsoil that is water from above the first impervious layers in the ground. They yield limited quantities of water. Second one is the deep well. A deep well is one which tap water from the water bearing stratum below the first impervious layer in the ground. Deep wells are usually machine dug and maybe several hundred meter deep. Deep well furnish the safest water. So this is the diagram we can see the shallow well and the deep well. The shallow well it is the subsoil water we are indicating in the diagram and deep well with the various pervious and impervious layers. So we can see the in the diagram shallow well and the deep well. That is also another diagram of the shallow well and the deep well. And we are going to discuss regarding the what even the sanitary well. So in the sanitary well is one which is properly located, well constructed, and protected against contamination with a view to yield a supply of safe water. The following point should be taken into consideration while constructing sanitary well. That is the various point we have to discuss in the sanitary well, like location, lining, parapet wall, platform, drain, covering, head pump, consumer responsibility, and quality. So we are going to discuss one by one for the sanitary well. First one is the location. So the first step is well construction. Construction is the choosing of a proper site. The well should be located not less than 15 meters from source of contamination. The well should be located at the higher elevation. Because of the higher elevation is the less contamination. Second point is the lining. The lining of the well should be built of bricks or stones set in cement up to a depth of at least 6 meters so that water water center from the bottom and not from the side of the wall. The lining should be carried 60 to 90 centimeter above the ground level. And third point is the parapet wall. The parapet wall, there, there should be a parapet wall up to the height of at least 70 to 75 centimeter above the ground level. And fourth point is the platform. There should be a cement concrete platform round the wall extending at least 1 meters in all direction. The platform should have gentle slope outwards a drain built along its edge. And fifth point is the drain. There should be a pakka drain to carry out spilled water to a public drain or a showcase pit constructed beyond the point of filtration of the well. And next point is the covering. The top of the wall, the top of the well should be closed by the cement concrete cover because the bulk of pollutions introduced into the well directly through the open top. And seventh point is the head pump. The valve should be equipped with a head pump for lifting the water in a sanitary manner. And last point is the consumer responsibility of the sanitary well. In the consumer responsibility, the provision of the sanitary well does not guarantee free, freedom from waterborne disease. The consumer observes certain basic precautions at the individual and the family level. Strict cleanliness should be enforced of the well. And ninth point is the quality. The physical, chemical, and bacteriological quality of water should conform to the acceptable standard of quality of safe and wholesome water. So, next source is the tube well. That is also comes under as a source of water. The tube well also is the one type of the source of water. The tube well are successfully as a source of drinking water in many parts of India. They yield water which is bacteriologically safe and are also cheap in comparison to other sources of supply. The tube well consists of a pipe sunk into the water-bearing stratum and fitted with a strainer at the bottom and a head pump at the top. A watertight concrete platform with a drain all round should be provided. Deep tube well or bored well are sunk by drilling through substrate of gravel or rocks until a suitable supply of groundwater is located. They may be several hundred feet deep and require complicated mechanically drilling equipment and skilled engineering direction. So that is the tube well. Next one is the spring. That is also a type of the groundwater. So spring When groundwater comes to the surface and flow freely under natural pressure, it is called a spring. A spring may be of two types, shallow spring and deep spring. Shallow spring dry up quickly during summer season, whereas deep spring do not show seasonal fluctuations in the flow of water. Springs are simpler to exploit as no pumping is needed to bring the water to the surface. So this is the regarding the source of water. Next is now we are going to discuss regarding the waterborne disease and the classification of waterborne disease. If the water is contaminated, many diseases occurs in the human due to the contamination of water, contaminated water. So in the main classification related waterborne disease, so main health may be affected by ingestion of contaminated water directly or through food and by the use of contaminated water for purpose of personal hygiene and the recreations. Water related disease and the waterborne disease may be classified as follow. The biologically waterborne disease. First one is the biologically waterborne disease, those caused by the presence of an infective agent. In this, viral, viral hepatitis A, hepatitis E, poliomyelitis, rotavirus, diarrhea in infant, bacterial, typhoid and paratyphoid fever, bacillary, dysentery and E. coli, protozoa, amoebiasis, giardiasis, helminthes, round-ball, thread-ball, Aedes disease, leptospira, bell disease. These are the type of these are this is regarding the waterborne disease. Thank you.